Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Breaking: Packers lose out on coach to Cowboys. Breaking. The Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys have a long-standing rivalry within the NFC Conference. The two teams have met up in some memorable playoff matchups. On top of that, legendary head coach Mike McCarthy had spent a significant amount of time with both teams. Now, another coach who interviewed with Green Bay is choosing Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys have hired the following assistant coaches: linebackers, Dave Borgonzi defensive line, Aaron White-Cotton defensive passing game coordinator. Andre Curtis White-Cotton interviewed with Green Bay for their defensive line coach earlier in January. White-Cotton has worked for the Jets for the last 4 seasons. His coaching career includes stints with the 49ers, Bills, and Jaguars before joining Robert Saleh's staff at the Jets. Cowboys announce number 1 free agent priority target. Following their shocking NFC wild-card loss to the Green Bay Packers a little over a year ago, Jerry Jones promised an all-in attitude heading into the offseason. That turned out not to be the case, as Dallas turned in less activity during free agency than any team and waited until the end of summer to do anything about 2 franchise centerpiece contract extensions. Fans grew tired of that act quickly and are now waiting on the Cowboys to follow through this time around. Regardless of how they present, they have the cap space but also urgency to be key players on the free agency market this offseason. The contract extension of Micah Parsons is an urgent matter and will garner attention at some point. However, identifying pieces that can either help Parsons on the defensive side or alleviate some pressure by contributing to the offense would be a nice start. Look no further than defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa, who has starred on Dallas' defensive front the last few seasons. Odighizuwa is a homegrown product set to score big on the free agency market. He has gotten the comparison to Baltimore Ravens defensive tackle Nnamdi Madubuike. Baltimore's defensive hoss got a near $100 million contract for 4 years last offseason. That could be the ballpark for Odighizuwa, $25 million APY. Who has been an integral piece on the Cowboys line, though the box score may not show it. In fact, the team could have their sights already set on retaining him before free agency gets going, according to Yahoo Sports' Jory Epstein. The Cowboys will also look to extend free agent to be defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa, a homegrown talent whom Stephen Jones characterizes as a priority in their free agent course of business, pending Matt Eberfluss evaluation. If the Cowboys have interest in maintaining a player of Odighizuwa's caliber, could that lead to bigger signings down the line? Potentially, but this may not hold up in the pursuit of bigger fish. What the Cowboys cannot do is sit idly by and watch players walk away or attack the rest of the offseason without serious talent acquisition. Between Parsons, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, they have a strong core of elite talent to return to contention, but how they fill the spots around those 3 will be the deciding factor. Not everyone is happy with Brian Schottenheimer's hire as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but one person has a good feeling, and that's Will McClay. The executive vice president of player personnel will work closely with Schottenheimer and his coaching staff as preparation for the draft ramps up. McClay, who has a good track record in drafts, will work closely with the new Cowboys head coach as they look to build depth and improve at a host of positions this offseason. I have a great feeling about Schotty, what he's looking for, McClay said. He's going to communicate, he's going to over-communicate, he's going to ask his staff to do that, and they're going to over-communicate with us, and we're going to over-communicate with them. That's how we're going to get it done the first year, and we'll continue to grow and get better at it. With Schottenheimer taking control of the offense from Mike McCarthy, the big emphasis is to get the most out of Dak Prescott, and for some, that means drafting a stud running back like Ashton Jeanty, or getting a receiver like Luther Burden III to complement CeeDee Lamb. Either way, Shoddy and McClay will work together in what promises to be a rather important stretch for the new Cowboys head coach, and we will get a good idea of exactly what he's looking for on draft night and how he wants his team to look. And that partnership is what has Cowboys fans all saying the same thing about this positive update from McClay, because, you see, his contract expires immediately after the completion of the April NFL draft, and while saying positive things about the future here suggests that, as usual, he has no plan to leave the employ of team owner Jerry Jones. McClay has a good feeling about Schottenheimer, and having worked closely with him over the past few seasons, they will need to hit the ground running to give Cowboys Nation some form of hope and positivity to take into the offseason. Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer will be calling the offensive plays, just as his predecessor Mike McCarthy did. Having been in the building for 3 years, 2 of them as offensive coordinator, Schottenheimer knows Dak Prescott rather well. Some make the correlation to Schottenheimer's hire being for Dak's benefit, no doubt that played a role. Having the continuity for Prescott and the offensive is important for Dallas to build on what McCarthy started. But for Schottenheimer, while he did detail that there would be tweaks to the offense, everything starts and stops with number 4. My vision for him is he's one of the best, and through the coaching that he's going to get through the hours of time that he and I will spend together, he's going to play elite-level football, Schottenheimer said. He's going to lead us to championships, and that's because of the way he works. We got the right guy, and working closely with him and these other players, we're going to win, and we're going to win a championship. Otherwise, why are we doing it? There's no doubt that Prescott is a top quarterback in the NFL, and whether you have him in the top 10 or top 15 or wherever, there is a belief that he can lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. Cowboys predicted to add bona fide star running back in 2025. The Dallas Cowboys got a breakout season from veteran running back Rico Dowdle in 2024, but the team has hinted at bigger goals for their running game next season. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones said the team wants to add to its stable of running backs, telling reporters this week that a new offensive coordinator must be outstanding in the run game. One prominent insider believes the Cowboys will find their new back later this year. As NFL.com insider Bucky Brooks predicted, the Cowboys would add Heisman Trophy finalist Ashton Jeanty with the number 12 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Brooks predicted that Jeanty would be able to provide the elite back the Cowboys have been missing in recent years. After watching the ground game flounder without an elite running back in the backfield, Jerry Jones adds a bona fide star in Jeanty to spark an offensive resurgence, Brooks wrote. Jones has already made it clear that the Cowboys want to establish a strong running game, saying that will be a top priority under new head coach Brian Schottenheimer. We want to be able to run the ball, Jones told the team's official website. Everybody says that we want to run the ball and we want to stop the run, and certainly that's what we want to do. That's what great championship football teams do, and I know Coach Schottenheimer wants to do that. I think it's real important that we find in this hire a coach that's going to be outstanding in the run game area. Jeanty is coming off a season where he rushed for 2,601 yards, the second most ever in a single college football season, along with 29 touchdowns for Boise State. He has been a popular pick for the Cowboys in mock drafts, with many predicting he will land somewhere in the middle of the first round. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Ashton Jeanty? Leave your opinion in the comments.